All right, it's time to round up one of the other big stories of the week. A well-chosen soundbite from Texas Senator Ted Cruz may have scuttled immigration reform this year. After President Obama's State of the Union address, Republicans seem to be on the verge of passing reforms that included a pathway to citizenship. That is until Cruz blasted it as amnesty, a politically charged term that caused the House Republican caucus to quickly back off from those efforts. The about face has left many asking just who calls the shots in the Republican Party in Washington. So we're going to talk about that topic this half hour, and we want to hear from you. You can share your thoughts on our Facebook page, or you can send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. In our newsroom right now, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. All right, this has been a really interesting week between these two. What do you think about it?
Well, you have to really wonder where Ted Cruz is headed, and there's a lot of people saying that Ted Cruz is looking at Ted Cruz and not at the people that put him into office with the statements that he's made in the last week, and that he's focused solely on running for president and making sound bites and making moves that keep him in the news and at the top of the Tea Party list of people to run for president, and not making moves that's designed to help the party. And there's no question that, in my view, there's no question that his comment about this being an amnesty bill killed it immediately. And you saw John Boehner go into this meeting with conservatives saying, we're going to pass this year, and here's the roadmap we're going to pass it on. While they're in the meeting, Ted Cruz makes this comment. The very next day, John Boehner has to come out and attack the president, saying, we don't trust the president, we're not going to pass this year. A complete about face, 100% on the back of Ted Cruz.
I disagree with you, because Ted Cruz was put into office because of the Tea Party. The Tea Party, the grassroots of the Tea Party, those are the ones who put him into this office. He's been very consistent with his message. He is the intellectual face of the movement of the Tea Party. He has been seen and named the next conservative hope, the next leader of the Tea Party. And all of his positions, all of his statements have been consistent with the platform of the Tea Party.
The statement that he made.
And you said that he didn't, he's going against those who voted for him. Those
no,
are
I
the
didn't.
people.
I asked a question. Is he looking out for his voters?
Well,
or is he
to
looking
answer
out
your
for that?
question, the voters who put him in are the Tea Party are the Tea Party members.
Also this week, he came out and forced the Senate to vote, the Senate Republicans to vote to kill his filibuster on the debt ceiling, when the Republican Party had made a solid plan to let 100% of the Democrats vote to extend the debt limit. Then the Republicans had a talking point in the midterm election. He killed that and forced John Cornyn and Mitch McConnell to override his filibuster. Was that in the best interest of the Republican Party or Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz, again, has been consistent with his message and the movement of the Tea Party. So if you're saying, is his message consistent with the the establishment of the Republican Party? It never has been. He has always been he has always carried a different message.
Both of those moves, was that in the best interest of Ted Cruz or in the best interest of the Republicans?
Well, here's the thing. I think there's a difference between primary Republican voters and Republicans. There's a clear distinction. And the business community has to realize that the Republican Party is under Cruz control, right? That they will drive right off the cliff, and they have to begin to decide whether they're still Republicans or not. Because what Ted Cruz is doing is, as Jackie said, according to the base of the party, according to the Republican primary voters. And if the business community wants to move America forward, they have to decide that they cannot align with this Republican Party anymore.
All right, let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yeah, Josh says the conservatives are taking the GOP back. Ted Cruz is one of the voices. Boehner is not. And then Fathia, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, she says Cruz forgets that it was the Hispanic vote that helped him get elected here in Texas.
And that was the point I was making earlier, is that they're turning their back on what could be a strong base of supporters, aren't they?
Hispanics did come out overwhelmingly for Ted Cruz because, as I mentioned before, we do have a conservative base in the Hispanic community that does vote conservative at times. And the fact that Ted, when he was campaigning, he has always said that he is not in favor of amnesty. So those Hispanics who did vote for Ted Cruz were already aware of the fact.
Knew that when they came in.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to see Republicans in the Senate and come out and start making moves to stop what Ted Cruz is doing so they can get their work done?
They can't, because they will get voted out in the Republican primary. And so whether it's things like immigration, which is important for our economy, which is the right thing to do, or whether it's things like the debt ceiling vote, you know, Ted Cruz and people like him are going to make this more difficult. And at some point, the business community of the United States is going to have to start aligning with more practical ways of moving a company forward, rather than getting caught up in believing they're Republicans when in reality they're no longer in control of the Republican Party.
All right, we're going to have to leave it right there. Sally, what's it for this week? We'll be back next week wrapping up the hottest stories of the week.
All right, we appreciate it, guys. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you.